Iranian Americans across the tri-state are reacting to military operations in Iran that led to the death of the country's supreme leader. Pix 11's Gio Diaz is live outside the United Nations headquarters. Gio, there's a protest scheduled where you are today, correct?
Henry, good morning to you. That's right, and that protest is called March for Freedom. Now, this was organized by community organizations who are against the Iranian regime, and this is just yet another event that's being put together following those strikes there in the Middle East yesterday. Now, the one that you were seeing right now on your screen, that's from yesterday that happened in Times Square, but that one is actually against the war in the Middle East, against the U.S. strikes and Israeli strikes in Iran. That's the difference between those two strikes there. President Donald Trump, those two events there. President Donald Trump saying that the attacks would prevent Iran from creating nuclear weapons that could be a danger to the United States. But demonstrators who were at that event yesterday, at that rally yesterday in Times Square, say that this is just an excuse.
The only country that has ever used a nuclear arm has been the United States in the history of the world. So the real threat to safety and security and peace in the world is Trump and the United States and not all these other countries that he's attacking.
The U.S. government is engaging in another act of aggression against another country, and it's not okay. And we want to, express our support that, we don't want to see this happen anymore.
And the attacks in Iran, they did not happen overnight. Those events were kind of building up to the moment when we saw yesterday. That was the end of weeks and weeks of operations in the Middle East. And for us to understand a little bit better of how we got here, I actually spoke with an expert about that.
The military operation in Iran carried out by the United States and Israel comes with no surprise. For weeks, the White House had announced American forces were gathering in the region, even while diplomatic talks were still going on.
The armada that the U.S. has been gathering around Iran is the second largest armada since 2000 to 2003.
International relations professor Houman Sadri has extensive research on Iran. He says the country's scenario right now likely reflects a generational change.
There is a frustration among the young Iranian population, very frankly. Many of the older ones, especially in the urban area, the highly educated ones, they're against the regime.
Here's some background. Since 1979, Iran has been ruled by an Islamic regime. Their supreme leader, called Ayatollah, is Ali Khamenei, who has been in power for almost 40 years. And over the past few years, Iran has been dealing with skyrocketing inflation and claims of corruption and mismanagement.
We can say Iran has been right now at the weakest possible point it ever had.
Those against the regime, not only in Iran but also in different parts of the world, have been celebrating the military operation. While others who support the Ayatollah have also taken to the streets to protest the attacks. Professor Sadri says the move could backfire.
This is not Soviet Union. You need to come to the Congress.
And again, so many details about this case. The protests here that we were talking about against the Iranian regime is actually set to begin at noon here outside the UN, but then the demonstrators are going to make their way all the way to Times Square.